Please welcome back to the stage Mont Lee and our very special guest, Abbi Jacobson.
Hey, Abbi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty damn good. You know, everything is pretty good in my world. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm super excited that you are here.
Me too. I feel super reclined. We're like a little bit.
You look so comfortable.
We're a little bit back. I might have to like.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that. Okay.
No, you do you.
Oh, wait, because I don't know, that was a cool pose. Well, let me,
Yeah.
Just in case the camera's on us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got you. Well, just for the people in the back, you know, just tell me who you are, you know, what you do, and also something that you're working on that's really setting your heart on fire.
Oh.
In a good
wow.
way, not like
Okay.
indigestion.
Okay. My name is Abbi. Who am I? What? We didn't talk about that question. Big question. I would say I'm a storyteller. I get nervous about calling myself an actor, even though I do act sometimes. I think I mostly write. I direct sometimes, and I used to paint, and I swear I'm going to do it again.
You gonna do it again? I believe in you.
Yeah. Right now, what is making my soul beat, my heart beat?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm desperately trying to direct my first feature.
Ooh.
I've written it already.
Okay.
It's been a long road, but it's going to happen. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It is without a doubt going to happen. You got this. I see it in you. You know, I see it. We here right
appreciate
now.
that. I
You know, it's
appreciate
interesting because whenever because I was stalking you because I had to look at all your Instagram. I had to see, see what you're
Okay.
about. And it's very interesting because whenever I put your name into Google, do you know the first picture that comes up?
Oh no.
I was like, it was interesting because I was like, oh, this is her personality right there. Like, it was this really cool picture of you. I was like, oh yeah, this is her. I'm super excited about it. She's like, hold on, let me Google.
What is it?
What picture is this? I'm gonna show you. Hold on, actually.
No, it's gonna be a terrible photo.
It's actually a great photo. It's just very interesting because I felt like it was very telling of like your personality. Like you're full, you're funny, you're cool, you're chill, you're like, and I was like, oh yeah, see, this is who I want to interview.
All right, maybe we don't need to see it. And we'll just trust your word, because I love that description without even knowing. Maybe all photos of me just like
oh
exude
yeah, you
that.
just exude. You just got that
yeah.
vibe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, I loved it. But one of the biggest things at CFC altogether is that it's about creating your own opportunities whenever the industry isn't really handing them out. You know, because you gotta make a way when there's no way, especially these days. And literally, you have done that. And I would love just to hear a little bit about your journey, whenever it comes to that.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah, so I felt that too, that there was no one going to give me sort of the opportunity. And so where am I now? I'm old. But when I moved to New York after I went to art school.
Oh.
I went to art school in Baltimore, and I wanted to be a visual, okay?
Come on, boss. Oh, New York.
Yep. And I went for visual art, but knew I wanted to be an actor. And I moved to New York right after, and soon found the comedy community in New York. And I stumbled into the UCB, which is here, and it's kind of like lessened a little bit over the years, but that's Amy Poehler's, or that was Amy Poehler's theater, along with 4 other guys who are great guys, but I'm just gonna focus on Poehler. Anyway, I just started taking classes while I had a day job. I worked a lot of different day jobs that I could give 2 shits about, but I was obsessed with this comedy community, and I made all these new friends at this community, including Alana Glazer, and we started doing this improv practice team together for like 2 years. We were the only 2 women on it, and all the while we were like trying to get on the main stage at this theater, could not get a spot on these teams. We were auditioning for commercials, couldn't get agents, couldn't.
It just was not happening.
But all the while, we were just like, you're the funniest fucking person I've ever met. Like, let's make something. They won't let us. Let's make something. So Alana and I made a web series called Broad City. And we made...
Talk about it then.
And we made 35 episodes over 2 years of that web series. And we incorporated like all our friends from the comedy community. And then we would pay like pizza shops $50 to shoot after they closed in Astoria where I lived. And like, we were just like hustling, and we found editors and directors from the community and just sort of like making these little shorts. And eventually we were like, we're gonna end it. We wanna do a finale. Let's ask somebody big to be in an episode. And we were like, Amy Poehler like owns the theater. Like, we can get to her through somebody. She said yes. It was crazy. She shot our finale web series, and then we were like, we kind of want to like write a pilot. We want to like pitch this to be a TV show. And we were like, let's ask Amy if she would ever consider being an executive producer. She said yes again, and which was like absolutely insane. But we'd also had these 35 episodes behind our back. And then we came out here, out here is a crazy place. Coming from New York for so long. And then we pitched it, and it was just like, a lot has happened since. But yeah, it was sort of, I'm so happy I didn't get on those house teams at that theater, or I didn't get a commercial, or I didn't get like the agent that I thought was like the way in, because we had to create our own path. And I think we obviously have a very specific way into this industry that is not like a lot of other people, where I was like given the reins to this TV show pretty early on. But I do think because we didn't come up through this like formula that made our voices feel really unique. And I do think when you have to carve your own path, it makes all the difference.
I love that. Just I love it because it's so important, especially like hearing like your sense of community, you know, and how you were really networking with the people around you. You're like, you're the funniest person. Let's do something together. I love that. And one thing that I've realized about you is like, you're very community-based, you know, and also you're really into like paying it forward, because you also have Prelude.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to hear about Prelude, and also where do you see it going?
Yeah, so Prelude, for those of you who don't know, I'm very happy to talk about it. So Prelude is an 8-month fellowship program. We're about to start our second year. And basically, we have 10 fellows. We've only done this for 1 year, but it was a smashing success. We have 10 fellows. We pair them with mentors. And so they have monthly mentorships. And then I'm sort of everyone's mentor. And there's programming throughout the 8 months. So we have panels. I do a day where we do a mock writer's room that is batshit crazy, and in the best way. We have all different types of speakers. Poehler started it off with us. We had Michelle Buteau and Mae Martin and just like Clea Duvall. All these different people came in and talked about their experience in whatever form of storyteller they are. And so the difference with Prelude is that it's early career storytellers, hence the Prelude name. So when I was starting it with Mika Tennant, who's in the front row, we were looking at like the landscape of other fellowship and mentorship programs, and there was always like this barrier to entry. You had to submit a pilot, or you had to submit your short film, or you had to like have a thing already. And it felt like there wasn't space for folks who like didn't know exactly which avenue they wanted to go to, but they've always felt like a writer, but they had no access point. And so we were like, well, what if we create like a new door for people who have no connections? You know, they can be my Nepo babies.
Oh, come on, Nepo baby. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
And then I pull from my community. So it's really like all the mentors are people I know who are working writers, working directors, working producers. And I've found in doing it, you know, I started it because I was just like, I wanted to do something that wasn't so self-serving. Like you hope that the shows and the things that you make will like have an impact in whatever which way. They make people laugh, they make people think about whatever. But I was like, I want to devote a big chunk of my day-to-day on something that isn't like my deal. You know what I mean? I like wanna, yeah. And I've found over the past year, and I feel like I can speak for everyone who's come in and done programming with us, that like you get what you give back, and it's just been like, it's been the best.
Oh, I love that. Come on. I just want to clap because I just love that, because community is so important, and like I love what you're doing, you know, because especially a lot of people, for example, me, I moved from Atlanta to all the way to LA. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any kind of, you know, I didn't have any ways in or anything like that. So it's just so beautiful that you've created a space where you can give people voices that normally would not be heard.
Yeah, and that's the goal. I mean, the goal is to create like this connection of alumni. I mean, it's a kind of like a teeny tiny this.
Yeah, okay.
It's very similar to CFC, but it's like, I think we're building, and the hope is that our fellows would come back and they'll make their way in the community and in their careers, and they'll come back and they'll do programming with us. And I just feel like, you know, I met Alana so early on. All the people I met in New York, I look around at like shows and films that I love, and it's all these people I came up with. I love that. And then you like, because it is, this industry, like any industry, is about who you know. And you like want to work with people you know, and so you have to create those cohorts, people you know.
I know it feels so good whenever you're like, oh, I like this movie, and my best friend also wrote it. I know
Yeah.
it's a vibe. I know it's a vibe. I cannot wait for that day. So before we wrap up, I would love to leave everybody with just some advice. We have a lot of young creatives here. What is one thing that you would want to leave with them? What is one piece of advice that you feel like that could really help them move to the next part or the next step of their journey overall?
Okay. I have two.
Okay, I like to.
Okay, so we're in the middle of like reviewing the applications for the second year of Prelude, and there's a lot, and it's like very difficult to narrow it down and to pick, because everyone's awesome. And what I've found I'm most drawn to, and a thing that I think I have to constantly remind myself about what makes me, specifically me, is curiosity. And remaining curious and allowing yourself to like follow what fascinates you. And so I'm reading all these applications, and the folks who write about some, like the weirdest thing that they are into, and I can feel their curiosity, just like this expansiveness. I think that all the creatives that I come across that have this huge, like they're a sponge for whatever it is, that is a thing that I think across the board will make you stand out. And then another thing, and this is someone else's piece of advice. So we had this programming with a bunch of like industry professionals, like execs, which is not a big part of Prelude, but like I thought it would be helpful to like hear from like the like the gatekeepers. And we had Vernon Sanders, who used to be like VP at Amazon. When I did League of Their Own, I knew Vernon, so I had him come on and be on the panel. And he spoke about, which I love this, he was like, we need you. Like, he was speaking of like, as an executive, as working at a network, we need the storytellers. And I think that, because listen, this is a really, not gonna lie, hard road to go down. This is a hard industry, and one, you have to, I'm going through a lot of pieces of advice here, but you have to have that like self-confidence, another big part of Prelude, to find that self-confidence. But that reminder from Vernon was a big reminder to me of like, they need us. Like, they need our stories. And the more specific that you can be to what your specific story is, that's where the curiosity comes in of like, who am I? What are you interested in? They need goods. They want you to come in wherever you're gonna pitch. They want it to be good. They want to like love it and want to make it and to see a clear road for it to be successful. So like, just remember like the people that are like on the other side, they need your voices. So that's a good.
That is, that was great. That was great because the way that you look at situations whenever you go into these things are completely different versus a lot of times we feel like we need them.
And they always have the power, but like they can't make anything without the storyteller.
We actually hold the power. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You've been so amazing.
Thank you. Thanks, Mont.
All right, here we go. All right, and stay right here. We have somebody else coming next. We have our first panel, okay? We ready? What's up? Hold on, first of all, did we get notes? We putting it in our phone? What we doing? We ready? You know, hey, what's going on? Let's do this. I'll see y'all in a little bit, okay? All right.